show you our new books and what they look like on the inside and all the fun features we have included in them. If you'd like to follow along with our title list during the presentation, I did drop a link in the webinar chat where you can download the spreadsheet and mark up anything that interests you. So today you'll be hearing from all four FlutterBee publishers today: Bearport, Bellwether, Jump, and Kaleidoscope. We will also have a brief Q&A session after the presentation, so please feel free to drop any questions in the chat at any point. I'll try to address what I can during the presentation, but there are some things that are probably better answered by our presenters, and we'll get to those in the Q&A session. And just a reminder, this webinar is being recorded and we'll be sending out the video in case you want to share it or check back on something later on. So to get started, I will hand things off to Allison Judah, who is the editorial director of Bearport Publishing. Go ahead, Allison.
Thanks so much, Maureen. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're just going to dive right in because we got a lot of great stuff going on. So to start with, we have an imprint called Bear Cub Books. This is nonfiction for emergent readers. All of these books have a strong text photo match. They're leveled with the assistance of a reading specialist, and they include a picture glossary and teaching tips at the end. Our first series in this set is called U.S. Symbols. Maureen, if you want to show that. We're exploring common U.S. symbols, including how they came to represent the country, the meaning of the symbolism within the icons, and their continued meaning today. We developed this series to coincide with the 225th anniversary of the United States. The signing of the Declaration of Independence, so July 4th, 2026 is that time, but it should be a standalone and continue beyond that milestone as well. Our next series is called A Better You. We're practicing early life skills and promoting self-regulation through some common challenges for our early readers. We present all these topics with a balanced approach, acknowledging the good. Alongside challenges, we're providing some nice practical advice for tools how kids can face their challenges and difficulties. In the back matter, if we want to show that, Maureen, a couple slides down. Next one, we have a feature where we're showing real-world examples of people putting the title life skills to the test. So you can see here, Nelson Mandela sought help from other global leaders to fight unfair laws in South Africa. We also have a feature on Michael Jordan, who persisted after getting cut from his high school basketball team to becoming one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Our next series is called Tech Talk. This is a simple explanation of the tech kids engage with and see around them every day. The content balances how readers practically engage with the tech in an age-appropriate way, as well as approaching, explaining what happens to make these technologies work in a super age-appropriate, approachable way. Next up, we have Where Did It Come From? Each book in this series highlights how the title invention was created to overcome a challenge or make life easier. They explore how the invention solved these problems and briefly explain how they developed over time to keep improving. Throughout this series, there's some really fun historic pictures along the way. I particularly like the ones in the bicycle book. Our next series is called Life Everywhere. We're traveling around the world to different biomes to learn about the weather, soil, landforms, and life in each of these title places. There's a lot of beautiful plant and animal imagery in this, Maureen. If we want to see the next slide, we've got a lovely little Arctic fox licking his chops, which is super cute and fluffy. Next up, we have the Fusion imprint. This is called Fusion. It's a bridge to nonfiction. All these have a mixture of illustrations and photos with some really fun nonfiction topics to boot. Our first series in this set is American Tour. We're soaring across the country with a bald eagle guide named Avery Eagle to visit some important monuments, memorials, and historic locations throughout the United States. Again, this aligns with the 250th anniversary of the United States. We start each book and end each book with this lovely map that positions the landmark within the United States to give context. And then if you want to go to the next slide, Maureen, each title explores the history, symbolism, and landmarks of what was created and also is packed full of fun facts and cute little tidbits from Avery himself. Next series is called Dino Dig. We obviously don't pick favorites, but I really like this series this season. In Dino Dig, we have a cute kid paleontologist. We learn how we find fossils and learn from creatures from long ago through those fossils. Each book discovers how fossils formed, what we know about the title creatures based on the fossils, the tools of the trade for paleontologists you can see here, as well as what happened to the ancient animals from long ago. We created this series to coincide with the collaborative summer library program for 2026. The theme is dinosaurs and archaeology, and the program's slogan is Unearth a Story. Our next series is called Beyond the Classroom. Here we're tackling the question, why do I need to learn this? That probably the classroom teachers hear all the time. We're looking at it head on and taking the skills and practices of core subjects and bringing them beyond the classroom. Series is full of some really fun, bright photos, illustrations, and approachable examples from the child's world to explain how far-reaching education can go. For example, you use math while playing many sports. Throughout, we have these fun blue fact circles and then red prompts that encourage readers to think about their own interactions with the title subject in their day-to-day lives. In our next series, Seagull's Ocean Tour, we set sail with Seagull, notice the pun sea, boat tour helmed by our Seagull guide, Captain Gulliver, and his feathered crew. We're seeing some really dynamic images throughout this book, as well as some fun facts. We're featuring a combination of well-known creatures as well as some more unusual ones. Next up, we have our Bearport books. These are titles for upper elementary readers, and we'll dive right in with Crazyometer. In the world of extremes, how crazy can it get? These engaging books feature 10 entries, and we talk a little bit about the history of an extreme alongside plenty of fun facts. And their expected entries like, the Lost Colony, like Titanic, and awful historic events. We also have some lesser known ones like the Dancing Plague that struck as many as 400 people in France in 1518. Each of these topics are topped off with a meter rating, which you can see here. This is the Grimm meter that rates how extreme the entries are. This is near the beginning of the book. We get more extreme later. Next, we have Alien Landscapes on Earth. In this series, stunning images are really the star. We take an incredible otherworldly look at places on Earth, alien landscapes. How could they come to be? We discuss the science and geology, as well as the cultural significance of these incredible locations, and also how the landscape affects plant and animal life there. I think on the next slide, we've got some cuties. Back matter in this series shows us blasting off into space to discover similar landscapes actually on other planets. It's really cool. Our next series is called Pollinator Power. We're flying along to discover how senses and body structures of pollinators are just a perfect fit for finding and feeding on flowers. We'll also take an age-appropriate look at the mutualistic relationship that this goes along to help plants reproduce. Once again, stunning images you can see here that really help feature the cool things that these animals do. A back matter feature, which I think we have on the next spread, the next slide, it features talking about how environmental dangers to these pollinators are coming up and what we risk if we lose these powerful creatures. Our next series in this imprint is another one of my favorites from the season. We're taking a look at oddballs underwater. These are told with a fun, engaging, and a little bit silly tone. Each spread features a new, unusual life form with a paragraph of text, multiple stunning photos, and 3 to 6 additional fun facts. The back matter in here, which I think is on the next slide, Maureen, highlights an underwater research who studies some of these tidal animals, including the host, Dr. Alex Schnell of the Disney Plus show Secret of the Octopus. Next, we're going to talk about Roar. This is our traditional high-low that's offered at 3 different levels. To start off with, we have pop culture personalities. This is our lowest level. It features some of the biggest household names, focusing on the people behind the personalities. And each title explores how these icons got their start in the chosen industry, big successes along the way, and also how they support causes that they care about using their fame. Our next series within this imprint is Mysteries to Explore. It's a mid-level. We dive into real-world mysteries throughout history to see if we can piece together what happened. We're looking at facts and separating them from fiction. It's a super easy grab for a high-low pick to draw readers in. And then our last highest level series is called A World of Gods. Here we're uncovering mythology, folklore, and legends from cultures around the world through gods. Each book features several gods, giving general background about their role in the religion, followed by a specific story of their birth, bravery, powers, that kind of thing. The next imprint we're going to cover is called Silvertip. This is our curricular high-low imprint that was created with, designed to create student success. So all these books have text written at a third grade reading level with content aligned to upper elementary or middle school curriculum. There's a dyslexic friendly font and design, a final infographic that helps review key concepts in a visual way for visual learners, and a review section with questions and test taking tips. Our first series within this imprint is called Forms of Government Need to Know. It's an approachable look at different government structures, including who's in power, how the average citizens live, a bit of history, and as applicable, modern examples of these systems in place. It contains all those good silver tip goodies. And on this next slide, we can show the infographic and review portion for the communism book. Next up, we have Space Science Need to Know. Again, key Earth and space science curriculum. And I think the star on this is the absolutely stunning images, which I think is on the next slide. Look at that awesome black hole. Again, contains all of those silver tip goodies. Our next imprint and the last one for Bearport is called Ursa. This is for middle school readers. Our first series within this imprint is called Chaotic World. We're exploring just how extreme, destructive, chaotic things can be. Each book is a collection of narratives of true stories and events and people that have faced off against the most extreme natural disasters, deadly diseases, and so on. Next series is called Prehistoric Life. It's an encyclopedic style spread-based entries on different animals from the prehistoric era. These books are super browsable, also great for a deep dive. Text is broken up into a lot of different things on each page. My favorite feature is this animal profile you'll see on the bottom right, which talks about scientific names, including pronunciations, size, placing it within sort of the timeline of the prehistoric era. Then each series, we can flip to that next slide there, Maureen. Each book in this series ends with review and reflect questions to help readers check for comprehension. And again, this aligns with the summer reading program about dinosaurs and archaeology, but at a middle school level. Then that last set we've got for you from Bearport, it's called Rocks and Fossils. It's a really beautiful geology series. Again, this is encyclopedic style entries broken up into a bunch of different features, super browsable, also great as overarching reference guides. And then the back of this series also has review and reflect questions. And that is it from Bearport.
Right. Thank you so much, Allison. We'll be moving on to Bellwether, which will be presented by Ashley Keel, Editorial Director.
Thank you, Maureen. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am delighted to tell you about this fantastic season of Bellwether books. First up, we have our Blast Off Beginners collection for beginning readers. These books have beautiful, bright, colorful art and simple text and sight words to help new readers connect the book's content to their own knowledge and experiences. These are written at a kindergarten reading level, and the interest level is pre-K through second grade. First up here, let's get ready for a field trip. Each title in this new series walks readers through how to prepare for a field trip, including what to bring, any rules or safety guidelines, as well as what to expect once they get there. Each of these books has photo labels, sight words list, and a picture glossary. Next up, we have Shapes in Our World, another new beginner series. Shapes are everywhere. We see them at home, outside, and at school. This series introduces young readers to shapes and how to identify them. Readers will have lots of fun finding these shapes in the world around them. And again, these books have photo labels, a sight words list, and a picture glossary. Our Blast Off Readers imprint is aimed at readers from kindergarten through third grade. Within readers, we have 3 reading levels. Level 1 is the simplest, written at a first grade reading level. And the level 1 readers have photo labels and a picture glossary. First here, we have 4 new titles in our Who is Cuter series. Each book compares and contrasts 2 adorable animal babies, discussing characteristics such as what their ears or tails look like or the sounds they make. And the design for these makes excellent use of hearts and heart eyes emojis to get readers in the right mindset to appreciate all of the cuteness. The Bellwether website has an online reader poll for readers to vote on which animals are cuter. The first words in books are a great introduction to new languages. Each book tells a narrative from a kid's perspective, introducing words and phrases used in the language. Labels in the language point out items in the pictures. Each spread includes a word chart with words and phrases in the language, pronunciations, and what the words mean in English. Blast Off Readers Level 2 have reading levels of grades 1 and 2, so they're just a little bit more complex than Level 1. We have 8 new titles in countries of the world, which introduce readers to fascinating countries. This batch includes Afghanistan, Haiti, and Norway, among others. All of these titles include the essentials for an intro to a country, including weather, geography, famous landmarks, animals, foods, and culture, all with clear photos. And we end each book with the key country facts and stats everyone needs for their reports. This next series really is the ultimate animal library. We have 10 new animals for young readers to learn about. Shout out to capybaras and hedgehogs in this set. Each book includes a feature on where the animal lives, and a map shows the animal's range, its endangered status, and habitats. In each of the books, we cover physical traits, what the animal eats, what eats this animal or tries to eat it, and its life cycle. We have 6 new titles in the Ships Ahoy series, and these books are for the kids who love to know the stats about all the vehicles. We explain what the ship does, what its parts are, and who works on the ship with labeled pictures that are both close up to see details and far away to see the entire ship. Each book has a feature showing stats about one specific ship of this type. Blast Off Readers Level 3 are, again, just a bit more complex than levels 1 and 2. It's the same K through 3 audience with a 2nd to 3rd grade reading level. And first up here, we have 5 new titles in our world famous building series, which explores beautiful, fascinating buildings around the world, including where you can find them, how and why they were built, how they got their names, how big they are in comparison with other famous buildings, what happens in and around the buildings, and what visitors can see. What happens at the Pentagon and the US Mint? How did these buildings come to be, and how have they changed over time? Just in time for the 250th birthday of the United States, students can learn all of this and more in our new series, US Government Buildings. The features here include a map of the building's location, who works in the building, and key events in the building's history. Our Blast Off Missions imprint is illustrated narrative nonfiction for a 1st and 2nd grade reading level. Legendary Lives are biographies of fascinating figures from history and current events. Each spread shows an important moment in the person's life, starting from childhood. A short narrative explains the event or situation in a way kids will understand and connect with. Each book also includes a timeline of key events in the person's life. The artwork for these is a really fun, playful style, but all of the images are based on historical photographs or videos of the people and events. Blast Off Discovery books are 32 pages written at a 4th grade reading level. We have another series to help commemorate our country's 250th birthday. We have 4 new titles in our U.S. National Park series, which is wonderful for both school reports and for the kids who want to help plan family vacations. The books cover the park's geography and weather, including how the land has changed over time. We also learn about local plants and animals, history of humans in the area, and what visitors can see and do there. The books conclude with park stats, an animal food web, and a timeline. Where is the world's biggest Starbucks? And did you know that the founder of Sephora wanted to open a store that would let customers try products before buying them? Readers will learn all of this and more in our Behind the Brand series, which capitalizes on young readers' interest in certain brands and products. The features in these books include a timeline, a founder profile, and a chart showing how the company gives back to the community. Next up, we're moving into Bellwether's High-Low series. The subjects in our Epic and Torque imprints are extra exciting to motivate struggling and reluctant readers, and they're written at a level that those readers will be able to handle. The books in our Epic imprint are aimed at students in grades 3 to 7 who are reading at a 2nd grade level. What kinds of animals lived in the Ice Age? How do they compare to modern animals? And when was the Ice Age again? Well, all of that is exactly what you can find out in our Ice Age Animal series, which includes original illustrations. Features in these books include a range map of where the animals lived, a map and description of where fossils have been found, and a chart that shows how big the animal was compared with modern humans. The Our Favorite Video Games books dive deep into the most popular games that kids are currently obsessed with. And I'll just let you know that some of the people on our team are also incredibly passionate about video games, so they definitely know what to focus on here. These books explain the main goals of the game with fun screenshots of gameplay, and they include profiles of the game developers, history of the game, and other fun facts. We have 4 new titles in our amazing Animal Superpowers series. Each book describes traits that help animals hunt, heal, hide, and protect themselves. In flexibility, for instance, we learned that rats have ribs that hinge on their spines so they can flatten their bodies to crawl through tight spaces. And of course, these books have essential animal information, such as maps of where they live and their endangered status. And as you can see, the design is a nod to comic book style with text fonts and art elements working to highlight photos of the animals. Our Torque imprint is made up of high-low books aimed at a 3rd to 7th grade audience reading at a 3rd grade level. Animal Battles is one of Bellwether's best-selling series of all time. We regularly get fan mail for these books. Each book pits 2 animals against each other, going into their characteristics and habitats, but most importantly, details about how they would stack up in a fight. We learn about weapons and defenses, and the final pages are a narrative description of a battle between the 2, including who would win. Music Superstars are biographies of the hottest musicians performing today. We have 4 new titles in this set, including Lady Gaga, who is currently on tour across the United States. Highlights include action shot performance pictures, playlists of their top songs, lists of favorite foods, colors, movies, and more, and timelines showing major events in the artists' careers. Sports Superstars are action-packed sports biographies of everyone's favorite athletes. The opening pages launch with an exciting action moment and then flow into the athletes' amazing skills, along with plenty of stats and info on the athletes' backgrounds, the incredible things they can do, and how they got to where they are. And to wrap up this fantastic list, Eureka is our middle grade high-low imprint. These books are 48 pages written to a 3rd or 4th grade reading level aimed at a middle grade audience. These books have really fun designs with lots of imagery, and instead of a single flowing narrative, we've got bursts of short text all over the pages. Animal Albums is a new series. These books are a deep dive into animal families. We learn about how the animals evolved over time, their life cycle, and communication and behavior. Each book has full spreads on 13 different types of animals within the family. And my favorite part of these books is the photos of so many different species in action, including animals within their groups and pictures of them hunting. Special features include a taxonomy chart, a size comparison feature, and an animal family tree. That's all for me today. Thank you again for letting me share these books with you.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Up next, we have Jump, presented by FlutterBee Public Group Publisher, Jen Jensen.
Thanks, Maureen. Hello, everyone. I'm standing in for Jump's editorial director, Jenna Gleisner, who is taking a very well-deserved vacation today and for the rest of the week. Anyway, I'm going to jump right into our first imprint, our lowest imprint, Tadpole. Tadpole is at a reading level of grades pre-K through K, interest level through 1st grade, and about 16 pages. Next slide, please. Our first new series is Let's Look at Food Groups. This is an introductory yet very comprehensive look at food groups. Each book provides multiple examples of each kind of group while also introducing its characteristics like seeds, peels, pits and fruit, and also touch on how they help our bodies. So for instance, we have strong bones, we play. Next slide, please. Each Tadpole book has a Let's Review question. In this series, we include supplementary intro text that explains a bit more about the food. We then show a quadrant of photos and ask the reader which one they think, which ones they are based on the knowledge they learned when they were reading the book. Next slide, please. As you can see, we have bright and beautiful color photos and helpful labels throughout the books. Next slide. Our next series, I can't talk today. Our next series is Machines on the Move. We now have 22 titles in this awesome series. Our first series was focused on construction vehicles. The second was on emergency. And now this third extension introduces readers to community vehicles that they may see in everyday life. Each book points out the vehicle's identifying features and purpose in action-packed photos. Readers can see garbage trucks grabbing, squishing, and dumping garbage, mail trucks delivering mail, and they learn the parts of a train or see the different ways tractors help on a farm. Labels throughout also help readers learn new vocabulary and content words. Next slide. As you can see, labels and of the mail truck. The Let's Review section in this series are photos and a question that asks the readers to identify a specific part or color of the vehicle. Next slide, please. We jump, pardon the pun, into Bullfrog books. And these are at a reading level of kindergarten. The interest level goes through third grade. And this is our oldest imprint. Next slide, please. We have, again, as Allison said, we're not supposed to have favorites, but this is one of our favorites in this season, White House Pets. This is created to help our readers celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States. This series is a super fun series and gives readers their first look into the White House. And it introduces readers to crazy cute, or sometimes just crazy, presidential pets, from Abraham Lincoln's turkey to Roosevelt's one-legged rooster to Joe Biden's cat. Each title shows off a different type of pet that U.S. presidents and their families have had throughout history, and the stories behind what these pets did while at the White House, like ducks swimming in the pond, sheep eating the grass, and dogs going down slides. Next slide, please. Bright and real-life photos will draw readers in, making them super appealing and approachable, all while educating our readers. Even the black and white historical photos have been colorized to enhance our readers' experience. Next slide, please. And each book features a balance of both Democratic and Republican presidents. Next slide. And back matter of these books include a feature that offers a bar chart to visually show who had the most of each kind of pet, etc. So really, really fun, lovely books. Next slide. Next is our Bat Buddies. This is also one of our favorites. Take a look at that delightfully cute Honduran white bat. In classic bullfrog style, we're introducing readers to exciting bat species. Each narrative includes information about the bat's habitat, anatomy, and behaviors such as roosting, colonizing, predation, etc. Next slide, please. For a fun fact, the Honduran white bat that I pointed out on the last slide huddle together under giant leaves in the rainforest. Why do they do this? The light shines through, giving their white fur a green tint so that they're camouflaged from predators like snakes that may lurk below. Next slide, please. The back matter in these books feature a range map to show where each bat lives around the world. Next slide, please. We have Hello Insects. In this beautiful series, readers will learn about each of these fan favorite bugs, unique anatomy, behaviors, and habitats in bright up-close layouts. Next slide. You can see here the up-close images and labels. Next slide. And the back matter in this series features detailed body diagrams that help further explain the use of each body feature, like antennas. Next slide. And we're back with another set of 6 titles in Meet the Horses, and now there's a total of 12. Each book points out specific breeds identifying characteristics and behaviors, as well as activities they participate in. Readers see Belgians at work, spotted Appaloosas running. Next slide. And adorable miniature horses on the farm or in a parking lot here, as you can see, taking a walk. Next slide. Photos are colorful and action-packed with labels pointing out key features. Next slide. And the back matter feature in this series is a labeled body diagram. This series is also available in Spanish. Next slide, please. Again, continuing on with another fun series, Vroom. This series is also in Spanish. We're back with another set of 6 for a total of 12 Vroom titles. They're flashy and fun, perfect for reluctant readers. Each book includes the car's history, briefly noting the first model and where it was made, including a map, the car's logo and meaning behind it. For example, the BMW's logo is a checkered white and blue to mimic the Bavarian flag. Unique features such as scissor doors or the fact that Porsches have frunks, which means they have a trunk in the front. Specific noteworthy models for each of these brands and top speeds. Next slide, please. The back matter feature in this series is a label diagram to showcase the car's parts and feature. We love this electric VW van. And the goal of these is for readers to be able to identify these as they see them out in the world for fun, real world application. And the pronunciation of each car is included on our page 3. Next slide, please. Here's the back matter and the label diagrams. Next slide. Moving into Grasshopper. Grasshopper, we have our illustrated fiction and narrative nonfiction. We have 3 different reading levels. Level 1 for pre-K through K, 2 for grade 1, and 3 for grade 2. These have adorable illustrations. Next slide, please. Our first series we'll talk about in Grasshopper is Fairy Tale Phonics for level 1. We've done levels 2 and 3, so here's level 1 to round out our adorable offering. Topping out at 150 words max, and with a GRL of our own D, these are super, super cute and fun and light. Readers learn about short vowels as Wilma the Witch and Cal the Cat cast a spell. Next slide. They'll learn about long vowels as they follow 5 mice as they race to bake a cake for Duke the Luke. Duke Luke will learn about word families as they jog with Frog as he gets lost in a bog fog and helps find help from an elf in a cap with a map. We'll learn about letter blends as Trevor meets Troll, who steals a snack while on a stroll and ends up sharing his plum pie. Next slide. As you can see, here is the cake, the mice. Next slide. And the back matter features a picture glossary and a Let's Review Phonics quiz section. Next slide. Level 2 in Grasshopper, we have learning life skills with Mythical Creatures. Early life skills meets Mythical Creatures in these adorable these adorable books. Tucked inside each action-packed, mythical yet relatable storyline, readers learn valuable life lessons like humility, positivity, respect, responsibility, teamwork, self-control, and anger management. Next slide. Clara the Unicorn uses her magic to cheat at the fair and must come to terms with her mistakes after things take a turn for the worse. Next slide. Dexter the Dragon burns down his fort in anger and must learn anger management and patience to finish the project. Grayson the Griffin is humbled while being a brag monster at field day, stealing the show in each event until he's almost kicked out for arguing with the judge. Next slide. Let's see. So the troll triplets must work together on a journey so that they don't turn to stone. Next slide. And Misha the mermaid is overexcited and almost hurts her tide pool friends while flipping through the sea. Back matter and all of these features include a picture glossary and a Let's Review section, which includes 4 scenes from the book like you see here, and asks readers to reflect on the story and read the body cues to answer which each scenario depicts certain feeling. Next slide. The third level is Adventures in History. We're back with another 4. Love the series. There's now 8 total in the series. This riveting series brings readers back in time to learn about adventures and their exciting journeys. Narrative nonfiction text is engaging and action-packed with captivating details throughout. Next slide, please. We'll join Ernest Shackleton as his ship sinks in freezing waters and he works to keep his crew alive. We'll travel with Marco Polo along the Silk Road, journeying from Venice to China and back again, taking in all the sights and adventures. Next slide. We'll hop on boats and trains with Nellie Bly as she races around the world, learning about different cultures and adopting a monkey along the way. And then climb Mount Everest with Tenzing Norgay and his climbing partner, Edmund Hillary, and learn about the struggles they faced as they became the first people to summit the tallest mountain in the world. Next slide. The back matter includes timelines and maps, and they give more details on the adventures, lives, and exploits. Next slide, please. We're going to jump into Pogo. This is an imprint that's at a reading level of grade 2. The interest level goes through grades 5. And we both have STEM and social studies topics. Next slide, please. American Heroes. This is another great series to celebrate the American heroes in our 250th anniversary of this country. One of our favorite series here for a special reason. U.S. history is full of brave people who have stepped up to fight for equality and improve lives for all Americans. And this series meets 6 heroes who have helped create America, the America that we live in today. Next slide. Next slide, please. We feature Oh, go back one, please. Sorry about that, Maureen. Alice Wong, the disability activist who has helped, excuse me, co-author the book on this book and agreed to lend personal photos for this book. This is a very special book in our hearts at Jump because she decided she agreed to work with us. She lent us photos, and then unfortunately she passed away shortly after she approved the final version. She was a joy to work with, and again, this is one of our favorites. Next slide, please. George Washington Carver, the Black education activist who helped improve agricultural techniques, and many more. Next slide, please. Infographics visually help readers understand historical context, such as maps of segregated states, changes to Native American landholdings, and more. Next slide, please. We are adding another series that fits in with the 250th anniversary of our country, Writing That Changed U.S. History. We're going way back with these to introduce historical documents that help shape the United States. Very relevant in today's political climate and just in time for America's 250th anniversary. Next slide, please. Each is a comprehensive yet digestible deep dive into the events that lead to each document's creation and necessity, the people who helped write and enforce them, and how these documents shaped our government then and still do today. Next slide. Infographics help illustrate, visual concepts such as a map of the first 13 colonies in the Declaration of Independence book and a map outlining Confederate states in the Emancipation Proclamation books. Next slide. The back matter feature in each is a timeline that highlights important milestones in the creation of each document. Next slide, please. And then we move into Pogo STEM, and our first series here is exploring the senses. The series explores the physiology behind each of the 5 senses. So we go into detail about how each functions to detect the sense and relay it to the brain and the rest of the body. Each book includes information about the body parts and organs included and fun fact sidebars related to each sense. Next slide, please. Infographics visually relay to readers how our body reacts to and processes sensory information. Next slide. Photos are colorful and engaging with label diagrams to give readers a greater understanding of their own senses. Next slide. And we have a STEM activity, as we do with all Pogo STEM books in each book, and it encourages readers to test their own senses. Next slide. And our last series with Jump today is Women in STEM. We're back with another 4 titles for a total of 10. These STEM biographies feature 4 women who have changed science and technology as we know it. Meet Cynthia Razel, I'm sure I butchered that, I'm very sorry. The MIT professor who has worked on creating robots we can actually socialize with. Caitlin Carrico, who helped pioneer the mRNA concepts that led to the COVID vaccine. Mae Jemison, the next slide. Mae Jemison, the NASA astronaut, engineer, and doctor who became the first Black woman in space. Next slide. And Sue Hendrickson, the woman who discovered and is the namesake of Sue the T-Rex. STEM infographics visually help readers further understand each topic, such as label diagram of a space shuttle, an infographic detailing how a fossil forms, and more. Each book also has a STEM activity in the back to help demonstrate the science concept. I think that's it, and thank you for your time. Please let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Jen. Our final presenter is Jillia Olson, who is the editorial director of our fiction publisher, Kaleidoscope. All right, go ahead, Jillian.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. If you need to stretch, please do so now while I'm talking. I'll keep going and you can stretch. I'm really, really excited to introduce you to the new Kaleidoscope list today. We're going to start out with graphic novels. These are a reading level and interest level, grades 1 to 3. But I always think that graphic novels do have a wider appeal a little bit to the upper elementary grades because they just tend to be popular with everyone. Up first, next slide. I love an absurd series. So this might be my favorite of the season. These are hilarious tales of a grandma and grandson navigating a robot apocalypse. It tackles themes of loyalty, responsibility, family dynamics, and definitely will appeal to fans of absurd comic humor. Um, there is AI, of course, mentioned in these as well, so I just wanted to point that out to everybody. Um, on the next slide, we have the first one, which is Gran versus Robot. So Gran and Connor fight the robots alongside another group of survivors. Uh, and on the next slide, we have copy paste. The robots fight back by copying the fiercest warrior they know, who happens to be Gran. So in a fight between Real Gran and Robo Gran, who's going to win? And then on the next slide, we have Sweet Victory. Um, Gran's running out of her favorite toffee candies, and she's kind of losing her zest for life. So can Connor and his friends help her find her favorite candies again? Up next, we have another title in our Super Dweeb series. This series is perfect for fans of Captain Underpants and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He, Super Dweeb Andy, finds a glowing pencil at a toxic waste dump, and discovers he can redraw reality. So whatever he draws comes to life. And of course, that comes with great responsibility, and he has to fend off supervillains with the power of doodling. On the next page, in The Dork Knight Returns, Andy's actually been missing for weeks, and in his absence, his home city has been overrun by super dweeb imitators. Can Andy's friends and family hold down the fort? And what great secret will be revealed on his return? And then we're going to move on to the next slide with picture books. These are all grades 1 to 2, interest level K to 3. And on the next page, we're starting out with picture poems. This is an extension, so now we have 8 in this series. They really take the world's cutest animals and give them wild adventures. So we have really great real pictures paired with a delightful fiction story, which is told in verse. They're perfect for read-alouds, and I think readers will obsess over the cute animals and giggle along with the story, all while absorbing some social emotional learning concepts like self-confidence, acceptance, bravery. And the back matter includes real facts about the animal and a mini lesson on writing your own poetry. So just as a side note, Hedgehog's Rocky Roll is about a young hedgehog who can't roll into a ball no matter how hard he tries. So this one teaches perseverance and handling big feelings because he's very frustrated. Pufferfish's Painful Puffs. Puffing up is really stressful, and Penny the pufferfish can't seem to stop. She puffs up at every little noise. But a wise old octopus can maybe teach her how to relax. So it teaches managing anxiety. And Elephant's new brother, Elaine the elephant's mama, just had a new baby, and mama doesn't have as much time for Elaine now. So this is a great little story about adjusting to a new sibling. And in Penguin's Loud World, which I really love, and you can go to the next slide, we can see a little spread for Penguin. Adelie penguins are really loud and always crowding together. And Albert is really not a fan of noise or touching. So he learns some ideas of how to self-soothe and managing his sensory overload. Okay, next page. Up here we have 2 more in our Puns of Fun series. I love how these turned out. And, side note, I am the author, so I'm going to talk about them. Our offerings from last season got some great words from the School Library Journal. These truly funny books are packed with flavor and substance. They highlight SEL topics like perseverance and anger management and understanding differences. Our 2 offerings for this season. So on the next slide, we have Crumble and Grumble. They are coping cookies. Crumble and Grumble are 2 cookie best friends who handle stressful situations very differently. Crumble falls to pieces, grumble, complains about everything. So can these two cookies learn some healthy coping skills to go forward? And on the next slide, we have You Want a Pizza Me, a slice of anger management. Hawaiian pizza is very controversial, so he leans into it and decides to start a podcast. He invites people on to argue with them and unleashes his anger, even on Weird Al Pizzavic. But one day, President Pepperoni goes on his show. Will they fight it out, or will Hawaiian Pizza learn a valuable lesson in anger management? And then next up, we are moving right along to chapter books. We have two levels of chapter books. We have a lower level and an upper level, grades K to 4, and interest level grades K to 5. So up first, we have some early chapter books. These are for grades 1 to 3, and Bigfoot Adventures is an extension. We now have 12 of these. Bigfoot loves to explore new places, but he has to be sneaky because he has a mysterious reputation to maintain. Join Bigfoot as he goes behind the scenes at the coolest places and gives you the inside scoop. It's a fiction story paired with nonfiction sidebars. So we have illustrations paired with photos. And just as a side note, there is an interactive scavenger hunt throughout. That's pretty fun. The titles we have today are Great Barrier Reef, Rodeo, Cruise, Alamo, Grand Canyon, and perhaps my personal favorite, Shoe Factory, because what Bigfoot doesn't need to get some actual shoes for his big feet. And on the next page, I think we have, you can get a kind of a sense of the illustration mixed with photos and the story. Next up on our, oh, I did include one there. That's our Shoe Factory title. Okay, up next is Charlie's Animal Park. This is a 2-book extension. Charlie's just a regular kid who happens to live in the world's largest nature reserve. Together with his mom and dad and little brother and his Uncle Monty, they live and work and go to school at the park. But they have to take care of so many animals, and it can be quite tricky. So this season we have penguins and roly-poly pangolins. These are fantastical adventures with zoo animals, so there is definitely some cool technology like shrink rays and expanding rays that will show up. And on the next page, I think you'll see the full color whimsical art. These are really fun. I think both boys and girls will really enjoy these. And next up, we have Sadie, Superstar Baker. Sadie is a great baker with a big heart. Sadie has the best of intentions, but they don't always go to plan. So sometimes she's making, soccer game day treats, or doing yummy science experiments, or maybe inventing some new desserts. But, things can come up and there might be some problems. They're fun, relatable stories. It's diverse characters and situations. And then the back matter includes recipes that are found in the book. If you go to the next spread, you can see that every title starts out with a little bit about Sadie and what you might need to do the book. So kids can jump in any book and they don't really necessarily have to read them in order. On the next page, you can kind of see the engaging text treatments and visual interest throughout the books. And then on the next page, there is a sample of the recipe that's in the back matter. Up next, we have My Secret Mythical Friend. What would you do if you found a Yeti or a unicorn? Magic and reality collide for one lucky or maybe unlucky child. You might encounter a unicorn in a Hindu beach or a Yeti in a small village in the Himalaya. But each child must decide what to do with their new secret mythical friend. So, of course, this is ever popular unicorns and other magical creatures, but it does tackle themes of honesty and loyalty, and spreads of full color art. If you see on the next page, there is full color art on the inside. Up next, we're moving into our middle grade chapter books. So these are like a grade 3 reading level. Grades 2 to 5 interest. This is an extension to our Jordan Jones Sports Series. These are easy to read sports chapter books. They offer fast-paced action, relatable off-the-field challenges, themes of teamwork and bullying run alongside the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Stories feature male or female main characters, various backgrounds. And the back matter does include profiles of real athletes, discussion questions, and writing prompts. And this time we have hockey, cheerleading, lacrosse, and golf. And on the next page, we have great black and white art on the inside to enhance the text. And up next, we have Daisy Doolittle. This is a 2-book extension. Daisy is a 10-year-old detective with a magical secret. She can talk to animals just like her great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Dr. Doolittle. Whenever an animal needs rescuing, Daisy is sure to be on the case. And School Library Journal said of the first 2 in this series, the series is sure to be a hit with young mystery fans and animal lovers alike, and it's recommended for all chapter book collections. Great themes of grit and determination, strong female protagonist. And on the next page, you can see there is a cast of characters at the beginning of each book to help you get settled. And I think I included on the next page cute and black and white. Oh, there's cute black and white artwork throughout the books. Okay, up next is Dino Quest. 2-book extension here. These are laugh out loud adventures that will appeal to reluctant and avid readers. It's kind of How to Train Your Dragon meets Jurassic Park. The Kingdom Primordia is in terrible peril, and who will protect the innocent and trample on the forces of evil? The Knights of the Stone Table. You can cheer as they charge into battle on dinosaurs and mammoths. Can they prevail against pterodactyl pirates and the Dino Sorcerer? The thing I think people will really love about these, they're quite funny. I think kids who are into humor will love them. On the next page, you can get a sense of the highly illustrated interiors that are really fun to read. And then just as a side note, SLJ on the first 2 books in this series said kids will love this series featuring humor, heart, adventure, and lots of amusing illustrations along the way. All right, up next is Moonlight Magic Club. This is a new series, 6 books. Scarlet, Pandora, Foxglove, and Maya are best friends who have a big secret. They all have magic powers. Together they make up the Moonlight Magic Club, a junior witch troupe in Moonlight Valley. They use their magic to help other people through the secret acts of kindness. But they regularly find themselves caught up in exciting adventures when maybe spells don't go quite right. It's warm-hearted, empowering fantasy series, themes of friendship, bravery, and perseverance, diverse characters and situations. And the interiors in the next page feature cute black and white artwork sprinkled throughout. And up next is Emily Knight. Emily Knight's family members are famous warriors, people with powers like creating fireballs and flying through the air. But all Emily wants is her family whole again. Her mother passed away, her brother is missing, and her father is caught up in finding him. So she's a 13-year-old girl just starting her warrior training at a prestigious school. And, she's wanting to know if she's going to live up to her famous family's reputation. So it will appeal to fans of Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, Hunger Games. It features a strong Black female protagonist. It deals with themes of family pressure and finding your place in the world. And I will note that these books are longer at 181 pages and 296 pages, so they are definitely fully middle grade novels. And a note about the author, Abiola Bello is a Nigerian-British author from London. She had the idea for Emily Knight from a very young age, and she always wanted to showcase a strong young female of color in her book. And on the next page, I think there is, these are longer books, so just to keep that in mind. All right, up next, we have some expanded nonfiction. It's kind of a twist of fiction and nonfiction in some cases. These are reading levels grades 3 to 4 and interest level 2 to 5. First up, we have Tell Me a Joke. These joke books are great because they have a good number of jokes. There are 48 pages, good themes of animals, food, medicine, monsters. They're safe jokes, of course, for young audiences. And on the next page, you'll see they have great zany illustrations that are really fun. And in the back matter on the next page, there's even tips for how to tell a joke. On the next page, we go to sports scenes. These are kind of a cross between Sports Illustrated Kids and Cricket Magazine, but a longer shelf life. There's an engaging mix of fiction and nonfiction. So you'll have short fiction stories, nonfiction features, and then you'll have little jokes, stats, profiles, tips, all kinds of stuff. There's a sophisticated browsable design. It includes both male and female pro sports. They're perfect for reluctant readers. And if you look on the next page, they're definitely designed to be engaging. This is our table of contents. And then on the next page, you'll see lots of short browsable features inside. And on the next page, we have an example of one of our nonfiction features. So some longer pieces. And then on the next page, we have start of a fiction story. So there's at least 2 short fiction stories in these books and 2 longer nonfiction features sprinkled throughout. And that is it for me. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with me.
All right. Thank you so much, Julia. And thank you to everybody who took the time to learn about what's new from FlutterBee for spring. We really enjoyed being able to show you these. We'll have a second for a Q&A in just a second, but I do want to remind everyone that after the webinar, we'll be emailing everybody who registered with a recording of the webinar, as well as info about entering our giveaway. We will select 3 attendees to get a free new series of their choice from the presentation. Excuse me. You can also find it at that URL on the screen, flutterbee.com/webinar. That's where the recording and giveaway info will be as well. And for more updates about what's new from FlutterBee, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at FlutterBee Hive, and we would love to connect. It looks like we didn't get any questions, but we are certainly happy to answer any now. Otherwise, if you think of anything after the presentation, please reach out to customercare@flutterbee.com. Looks like we are good on questions. So thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.